It's Top 10 Tuesday. I should have said that.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, why don't you call it Danny's Dozens? No. The guy loves.
A lot of people are saying that.
Whatever was happening in the Syracuse class, there was a point where, like, listen, guys, the most important thing you can do is T alliteration, okay? Tackle it turns the tide. Tuesday's Top 10. They're like, okay, you got it, Professor.
That's exactly what happened.
Meanwhile, did the Bills get exposed last night? Are they actually not that good? We're going to find out. Also, it's going to be a topic on Top 10 Tuesday. But right now, the Bears have won their third in a row after the Commanders commit their third turnover of the game. Caleb moved the team down into field goal range, and Jake Moody salvaged his career.
Yeah.
Here's Caleb postgame.
I think being able to stay strong in those moments mentally is most important, and that's what I did. That's what we did. We stayed steady through all the ups and downs that we had and adversity throughout this game. We stayed steady as a team mentally. We didn't flinch, and we kept going.
All right, Danny, what did your Bears prove with the win?
That was a sigh of relief for me last night, boys.
The panic tweets are too much, dude.
I was so
Caleb, do something. Let's settle down. You're stressing me out.
Well, then you may as well have been watching with me, because I was stressed. I was like high strung. Because that was, listen, it's early in the season, I understand that. But that was playoff win adjacent for the Bears last night. Like, they lose that game, season's over. I'm going to be like fighting to get them into the D block of the show, right? Like they would be 2-3, tiebreakers, NFC playoff picture, coming out of a bye, 3 takeaways in the game. Like, that would have been a devastating loss. And we'll talk Caleb in a second. I'm sure we always talk quarterbacks. But to me, that was the signature Ben Johnson game. That was just like, he got his signature win. The Bears completely buy in. Because I said it to you guys last week, like, are they going to get better? Out of a bye, are they going to get better? Am I going to see signs of coaching? And I thought across the board, the penalties were still there. Caleb was still inconsistent. But the things that he set out to improve, they hadn't been running the ball, right? Like, we can show you all this stuff. They hadn't been running the ball, 26th in the NFL. They had their best running game of the season. Troy Aikman at the beginning of the broadcast, he's like, if they're going to move the ball, they're going to have to do it through the air. DeAndre Swift had his best game as a Bear. Like, they seemed like they solved the rushing attack against the top 10 rushing defense. Then the Bears were literally the worst rush defense in the NFL, and the Commanders were literally the best yards per carry offense in the NFL, and they stonewalled them. They held their running back to 3.5 yards per carry. Jayden Daniels didn't kill him on the ground. Like, marked improvement, rush offense and rush defense. And this, every Bears fan just can feel it, but then I can also back it up by the numbers. It's just a game the Bears always lose. And under Matt Eberflus, they literally were the worst in the NFL in one-score games, and they came out and figured out a way to win the game. So Caleb, Jayden, I wanted it for Caleb for all those narrative reasons and national stuff, and we can talk about it. But, like, the playoff hopes are alive, and Ben Johnson actually made an impact on the team.
Yeah, it was a good win for all the reasons you said. I don't think Caleb, like, he was inconsistent.
He missed the 2-point conversion throw. He wasn't great.
But he was steady, and he didn't try to – I mean, he wasn't spectacular, which I kind of like. He can make the spectacular plays.
Yes.
But I like the fact that he was seemingly content just to, play on time and get the ball to the playmakers. Like you said, Swift was terrific. I don't think he did anything, Caleb, to make me think he's better than Jayden. Like, right now, I firmly feel like Jayden is better. Now, I am willing, because they're both so young in their second year, and we see what happened with C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
That who knows who will end up being the best in this class. Right now, I would say probably Drake or Jayden. But Caleb can be in that mix. Like, maybe he'll get going eventually. But
go ahead.
Right now, though, it's clearly Jaylen, even with the 2 bad turnovers he had last night. But it was a good win for the Bears. And like you said, it keeps them in the mix. They got their next game they should win.
I mean, Saints, Bengals, Ravens, Giants are
so
their
they
next
should
4.
be able to run off a couple more wins before they get to the Ravens. But
well, no, is it Saints?
Saints, Ravens, Bengals.
And
Giants,
so what I do think is, they're at home against the Saints. The Saints are better than a 1-5 team, but they're still a 1-5 team. And so that's a game, losing that game undoes a lot of this.
Yeah.
But you win it, and they're a favorite. Now you're 4-2 facing a Ravens team that we'll see what they look like. And for Caleb, this is the stretch where he can start putting up real numbers. The Saints defense can get got. The Ravens defense exclusively gets got. And the Bengals are bad at everything at the moment. And so you go 2-1 in this stretch, and all of a sudden you're 5-3, and you're feeling good about those things. I understand, just to give you a little context on Danny's tweets, this is almost a year to the date of this guy literally dropping to his knees in pain when these teams played in a standalone national TV game and the Hail Mary happened.
I'm really sorry
and
you had to witness that.
That essentially ended the Bears season.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's an overstatement to say this had not playoff pressure, but if the Bears lose and they fall to 2-3, the Commanders lose, they fall to 3-3. They are in 12th in the NFC. Right now, the Commanders are in 12th place. Like, they are going to be fighting uphill the rest of the year because of the time missed by Jayden and this loss because the NFC is so congested. The Bears would have been in even worse shape. So I agree with that piece of it. I think that Jayden was unbelievable last year. Jayden has, in my opinion, up to this point this season, not been. Part of that's because he got hurt, but he played away last night. That makes me worried. That's not going to be rare. Last night, I was consistently worried he was going to get hurt, and I don't think if we're elevating him or he elevated himself into the conversation of the best quarterbacks in football, the best quarterbacks in football, they lost that game because of those turnovers.
Yeah.
And if the game were flipped and Caleb had a lead and Caleb mishandled a snap and they lost because of it, it would be endemic of a bigger issue. And so Jayden, I understand, has earned a benefit of the doubt in that regard because of how well he played last year. But I think that the best quarterback from this class is going to be an ongoing discussion because 5 weeks ago, there was no argument for Drake May after week 1.
No.
There was less of it.
Now
There's
he's
more
like
of an
Dan
argument.
Marino.
Right. Yeah. I mean, there's more of an argument for Caleb in this moment than there was for Drake May 5 weeks ago.
But I would argue it's a two-man race right now. Now, I'm not saying Caleb can't get in it, but right now it would be Drake and Jayden.
All I would say
voted
is
now.
Yes, I agree with you. I would say, though, and I know I default to the eye test, Caleb's natural talent is right there on par with Drake May's natural talent, which is spectacular. Like I do think like
Caleb doesn't look as smooth and comfortable as a lot
He's
of
still not completing enough passes. Just raw, like
the completion percentage is lower than it should be for sure. But like, I don't know, 2 plays I could show you from last night where we would come in today saying Caleb Williams had a monster game, and I don't think it's that much of a margin for error. The illegal formation call on the left tackle that takes the touchdown
great play.
off
Great
the
throw.
board. This is a great throw in a great spot late. Him and Roma Dunze are developing.
Great throw.
It's a great play. And this is a very questionable call. I mean, they were
That's a
questioning.
Juwan Taylor.
Yeah,
No,
no
30
doubt.
penalties
No,
on him.
and they're making it a point of emphasis.
Yeah.
I get it. This isn't a blame the refs thing, although they were bad last night. But that was a great throw. He doesn't get credit with the touchdown. And then late in the game, the throw to Zacchaeus backed up again. This is going to be a 97-yard touchdown or maybe a 50-yard completion.
Yeah.
It's the fastest guy in the field in stride with no one on the left third of the field. If we came in today and Caleb had 2 passing touchdowns, 330 yards,
But
and a
we
rushing
can
touchdown.
probably do that most games with a quarterback.
But not
that
the
drops.
overturn. The overturn
They-
one, I think, is
I
more
mean,
fair than that one.
Like
But
with
that-
Mahomes, we could say if Kelsey catches that ball against Philadelphia,
Yeah, let's say
they win
I
that
agree.
game.
That's
You know
fine.
what I'm
I'm
saying?
just talking about, though, to your point of how Drake May 5 weeks ago wasn't in the conversation. Those 2 plays are
I can add
definitely.
Drake also had a touchdown taken off the board.
Yeah, can I ask you a question? Because you.
Yeah, but then I got to ask Danny a question
Okay, then you go. You're the host.
because I sit next to Danny in my shared office upstairs, and I don't know what was going on because I also listened to this Ben Johnson post game in the locker room, and I think because I'm like a Patriots guy, I'll listen to Mike Vrabel once and be like, wow, that's cool. The vibes are good. He had it on repeat like a song that he liked.
What had what on repeat?
I'm not joking around.
Are we
I was going to
playing
be
it?
like, no, I can't hear it another time. I don't know if you guys were doing like a social video, but like the vibes, honestly, in that locker room was something. They had like chants. They're like a summer camp.
Good, better, best. When your good gets better until your better gets best.
So you really-
Bears on 3, 1, 2, 3, go
But you're
Bears. I mean,
starting-
I may have memorized it.
You're starting to believe in the Bears in a real way. It's a long way of saying.
Absolutely.
Because they believe in them.
And that's why I want, again, Caleb, Jayden is like the sexier conversation, but they are 110% bought in on Ben Johnson, and I really think he's changed the culture in Chicago.
Just listening to it like a song.
It was
It's like,
amazing.
run it back.
I'll send it to you, bro.
It's all right.
I'll send it to you.
All right, can you save your question for maybe the post-game show? Time now for Top 10 Tuesdays.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
We could call it Danny's Dozens, but it's Top 10 Tuesday. And before I give the 10th best team in the NFL, guys, I'll just say the Panthers shut out the Falcons, who beat the Bills. No one knows anything. I'm not sure anyone's good other than the team that's coming up at number 1. We'll get to that in just a minute. But coming in at number 10, holding on by a thread, my Los Angeles Chargers. Justin Herbert had another amazing play that 3 guys on the planet can make. To Lad McConkey, we'll show it to you here. But you could put 8 guys designated to return from IR, but you don't get extras when they come back. The Chargers already have 7 on the list. Like, they have just been decimated by injury, and this guy is keeping them afloat almost single-handedly. As long as he's healthy, I think they're going to be
Beat
a
the
top 10
Dolphins.
team.
You become a top 10 team.
All right,
Beat
well,
the Dolphins last second win.
They're hanging on.
Right.
They stayed in the top 10. It's been 2 weeks since I've done this. Coming in at number 9, the Green Bay Packers. I'm just not impressed by what I'm seeing. The talent is undeniable. The ceiling, when it looks right, is great. They've got 4 sacks in their last 3 games. They've been outscored in the second half in 3 straight games. They are wildly inconsistent. Their best might be as good as anyone, but we don't see it that often. Coming in at number 8, the Rams. I was questioning what Matt Stafford was going to look like at this age with that back behind this offensive line, and he has made me look foolish because he is off to his best start since he took them to the Super Bowl. I mean, those numbers across the board out of the gate are ridiculous. It's been a tough schedule. It's a very tough division. We'll see how it shakes out. But, like, if you've got Matt Stafford, everyone's All-American, playing at that level, they're going to be in a lot of games. I know a lot of people have the Colts higher than 7 because of just record, exactly. But the only team that they've beaten that I would consider for the top 10 and they didn't make it are the Broncos. So it's an inflated record based on the opponents, but they do deserve for us to point out how good their offense has been. First in points, first in rushing touchdowns, fewest sacks, 4th in yards, 5th in passing. Like, we're going to get a chance to see it as their schedule gets tougher as it goes, but they firmly deserve to be a top 10 team as of now. Coming in at number 6, you can make an argument for them to be lower because the vibes are awful, but I'm still giving a little bit of a benefit of the doubt to the champs. I don't understand how they could be a team that had 27 in the second half against the Rams and or 26 in the second half against the Rams and 27 second half points the rest of the year. Like, we've seen them be great.
Really?
Yeah. They have scored 27 second half points
Outside
of that Rams game where they scored 26 in the second half.
That's wild.
It's an insane level of inconsistency from a team that's like, we like the running back, we like the quarterback, we in theory like the coach, we like the line. I don't get it, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt for one more week. Coming in at number 5, Seattle is wildly impressive.